Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It has been an age since I've sat and talked and done a video, so forgive me if I ramble, but I haven't done a video, I don't think, on this channel in 2024. If I have, it would have been at the very beginning of the year. I don't think I have, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, it's been ages. Today's video is a bit different. It's a booktube sort of video. I have talked about books on this channel before, but I don't think only once. Then I've done a couple of like book shorts, book YouTube shorts. So I haven't done a lot, but if there's one thing I have been doing a lot of this year, it's reading. So this is the Newbie tag. I saw this on Nicole's Nook's channel, and when she joined booktube, which was only like a few months ago, and I just thought there's one thing I can talk about at length. It's books. So I just thought, where I haven't done a video in ages, the one thing I could think of doing was a book video, so I thought I'd do that. I've got my cup of tea, and yeah, so we're going to get started. So it's like there's questions that we'll go through. I'm going to try this tea first because I feel like once I start talking, the tea's going to go cold. I'll forget it's here. Really nice. I've recently switched to Yorkshire Gold and it is chef's kiss, really nice. So the first question is why have you joined booktube? I would say it's just something, it's an area which I can talk about with passion, with detail, and I really enjoy talking about reading. I really enjoy talking about books. I enjoy reading, so I don't know, it's almost like a passion, and I feel like I can, it comes easy to me. The next question is, what is unique about your channel? And I guess I would have to say just me. Like, I'm not saying I'm the most exciting, brilliant person in the world, but obviously I'm the person, I'm the face of my channel, so there is nobody else is going to be me doing this. I'm really honest. I feel like sometimes, unfortunately, and I don't want to or mean to, but I always feel like I go against the grain. So like books that are mostly popular, I'm always tempted to try them. When I try, it's just like a known thing with me. I usually am let down. So I won't follow a crowd or be easily swayed by a book just because it's popular. I will give my rightful opinion, even if my friends don't agree with me. I have a few friends who enjoy reading as well, and they're really into some books, which I might explain later. And I wasn't so into them, and they didn't like that. But you've got to be honest and give your opinion on things. What are you excited for? I suppose just filming videos, because I haven't done it in so long, and I actually really enjoy the process of preparing for a video, filming it, and then editing it. I really enjoy the whole process of it. So getting back to doing that will be good. And because I'm doing it, I'm creating content about something I enjoy, I think it will be quite easy, and it is enjoyable to me. So I'm just enjoying talking about books, connecting with people that also enjoy that sort of thing. I've been watching booktube for years, and I feel like everyone who I watch are like they're not really, I don't know them, but I feel like they're my friends, and I just feel like booktube's really cozy, and it's just, you can really connect with people on a level. So I'm really excited for that as well, and connecting with people who are in the booktube or watch booktube and things like that. The next question is, why do you love reading? Good question. I don't really know how to answer that. I just love it, and I know everyone says it's a form of escapism, but this is what I say every time, because I'm the only reader in my family. So my close, even extended family, they're not readers really. So when I put on my Instagram books I've read, they're like, how are you flying through all these books? Like, why do you love reading so much? And I never know how to answer, but I do just say, you know, like, life's so busy. Like, for me, it just allows me to escape for a little bit. And how often can you escape to like a different world, a different life, a different place from the comfort of your own living room? Because I'm a real homebody. Like, I can't think of anything better than just drinking a cup of tea and escaping somewhere else for a few hours. I love the smell of books, the texture. I love bookshops. I love looking for new books, buying new books, that buzz. I don't know. I just love pretending that I'm not living my life for a little bit. Not that my life is bad or anything like that, but just escaping the everyday. The next question is asking for favourite books, and that is difficult. One book that comes to my mind that I remember reading for the first time years and years ago, and it blew me away at the time, and I took it on holiday. I packed it in my suitcase and I thought, oh, if I don't get to read it on holiday, if I don't get to finish it, it's fine, but I'll bring it either for the plane or I'll just bring it. And I finished it. I didn't read it on the plane, but we landed and sorry, my dog's just walked in the room. We landed and we went straight to the pool on the first day. It might have been the day after. The first proper full day of holiday. We sat down by the pool and I devoured it in I think I read the book in 4 hours, page to cover, and it just gripped me. And whenever it always flashes in my mind when people ask me what my favourite book is. So that was The Girl on the Train. I absolutely loved it. The film gets a lot of it has a bad rep, but I actually did enjoy the film as well, but not as much as the book. The book was just amazing. I also love The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six, which are both books by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Also Carrie Soto is Back, which is also Taylor Jenkins Reid. She's an auto-buy author for me. So those three are my top as well. Where the Crawdads Sing, I absolutely loved that book, and that style of writing and genre is not usually something that I would choose, but I'm glad I did. I was just blown away by that story. So those are a few of my favourite books that I've read recently that those books that you just can't flick the pages enough because you're so into the story. I loved all of those. Challenges of the channel will be a time thing. I work in a school, I teach, so it's quite a busy, demanding job, and sometimes, I struggle to get that work-life balance. So it'd just be juggling the channel in and amongst all that as well. But because it's talking about books, which I absolutely love, and I'm obsessed with my Goodreads account and just Goodreads in general, and any spare time I get, I just choose not to scroll. I read now. It's actually a part of my life. So I think I can hold myself accountable, and I can it won't feel like I'm forcing myself to do it. It's just something that I'll make time for because I want to make time for. But I don't think it's going to be easy though. I still think that if I'm going to say a challenge, that's the first thing that comes into my mind. The next question is when I started reading. I'm really rubbish. I like putting ages on things. I can't really remember. What I do remember is as soon as I could read, so when did you learn to read? 5, 6, I was reading. I knew that I loved it even from a really young age. So I was always at the library, borrowing books and just being in the library as a child and smelling the books. And I do that for my own children now. I absolutely love taking them to the library, and it brings, it's really nostalgic. It brings it all back to me. But definitely from young primary school age. For me, it was Jacqueline Wilson. Who didn't read Jacqueline Wilson at that age? I'm a 90s kid, so if you are a 90s, 80s kid as well. Jacqueline Wilson, just absolute legend. I actually met her once as well. She had a book signing in my local Waterstones, and I went along. So yeah, really young. And then for me it was Lemony Snicket's series of Unfortunate Events, Harry Potter, all the usual stuff. I'm sure everybody read those growing up as well. The next question is, where do I read? Usually at home, to be really, really specific, in this room all the time. I have a specific chair which is just out of shot, but I might get a video of it and insert it in here. It's just my favourite. Does everybody have their favourite seat? That's just my favourite seat. In the future, I would love to build, we're thinking about, this is future, a few years, perhaps extend into our loft, but use the walkway where the staircase will go, make that almost like a home library almost, and I can have a proper nook. That will be an absolute dream. But yeah, I usually read here. I read in the car, if I'm a passenger princess. I read in the car if we're waiting for something as well. Like if I'm driving and I'm taking my I'm taking my son to breakfast club at school, and we usually have 10 minutes to spare in the car, I bring my book with me and I'll read as well. If I'm reading, I have books on my phone as well. I use the Libby app and I download books on my phone. So any spare moment really, like if I'm just like waiting for an appointment, and that's how people always ask like, how do you get through books so quickly with like working a full-time job? I don't actually think I do get through books quickly. I'm quite a slow reader because I really have to be immersed in the story and I really have to think about things as I'm reading. If I don't understand things, I have to go back. I don't think I'm actually that quick, but I think I read a lot. So it just adds up to a lot of pages because I sort of cram it in wherever I can. Genres. My favourite genres are... I don't read a lot of non-fiction, I'll be honest, unless it really interests me. I do read biographies every now and then. But I enjoy chick lit. I enjoy contemporary fiction is my thing, I would say. I do dabble in historical fiction as well. I do love history. So I really like historical fiction, Regency era books, things like that. I do quite like Victorian books set in the Victorian era as well. Yeah, usually historical fiction based in England I read. I do quite like that. I do like romance as well. I dabble in romance. Like I like romance at certain times. So I have to be really in the mood for a romance. I can't keep having romance because I think it's a really saturated genre, and I just feel like some books, if you keep reading a lot of romance, they start to blend into all the same book. They're quite similar. So I have to pace it as well. I do enjoy thrillers, really enjoy thrillers as well. And what I say is fast becoming one of my favourite genres is like mythology retellings. I don't know why I started reading them because I do like history, but I just didn't think that I'd be able to keep up with that. I know the language can be quite confusing, and I'll be honest, I haven't really thought about mythology since school, so I didn't think it was for me. But since I read my first one, I've just been buying or borrowing more and more, and now I just really, really love them. Book collection. I don't have a lot of books. If you look here, I have pretty much a shelf along here, and then I will film other parts of my book collection as well. I've got open shelving at the side of my bed, and that's for my sort of like most recent reads or books I'm currently reading, or borrowed books, because they're not obviously a permanent fixture on my shelf. So I put them in the open shelving sort of at the side of my bed. So with that, the shelf in here in the living room and that, they're the only places I store books. So I don't have a lot of physical books. I do lend books out, and I've got a lot of books at my mum's house from when I was younger that I don't like need now. But yeah, I don't actually have a lot of physical books in the house. I did have the Bridgerton collection, which was like the whole thing, and that took up quite a lot of room, but I sold that because I thought it was okay, but I didn't really want it in the house anymore, and I finished it, and I knew I wouldn't miss it, so I sold that collection. So yeah, I have quite a limited collection. I do borrow a lot of books from the library and read a lot of books online on my phone, so that's why my physical collection isn't that big. But if we do end up converting that little room into like a library and reading nook, then I think that's when I'll build up my collection. But at the moment, I don't really have anywhere properly to store them all, so it would just be collecting dust somewhere. There'd be no point in that. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.